Hi folks, welcome back to Markelly Farm. We're out here in the garden today. We got a big garden day planned. We've got lots of harvesting to do. We've got some maintenance to do. We got to tie up the tomatoes. So we're going to get after it. And look at the surprise we have. Here's who to help us today. Say hi to everybody, Ramona.
Hi.
You gonna have fun in the garden today? Yeah.
I'm gonna help Papa.
Yep, we're gonna pick some cabbage first. Here's our beautiful cabbages. You see something's been gnawing on the top a little bit, but we just peel the outer layers off. And then all this outer leaves here, we give to the chickens. What do you think of the size of that thing, Ramona?
It's huge.
It's huge. All right, we got to put it in the bowl over there. Okay, we got all of our cabbages picked. I've pulled up the roots. So this section of the garden is all done for the year. And then you see the peppers on the outer row. They're all starting to take off because we're getting some warmer weather. And then our squash and our watermelons, cantaloupe, they're all taken off. You can see why we planted them so far apart. And then cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, broccoli. Kelly's down picking snow peas. Let's go down and see Gigi. Ramona's been eating snow peas. Ruby! No! No! You're breaking plants. Here's our celery. And then we planted out our basil the other day. Need to come in and weave the tomatoes a few more times. But look at our dill here. Going crazy. And then we've been digging green onions. We've got about half of them used up. And then we have our little tiny patch of sweet potatoes here and here. We'll get a handful out of there. And here's our cucumbers. We have some cucumbers to harvest in there. And then our collard greens and our zucchini squash. We have another round ready to pick. And of course our beautiful onions over there on the end. We will be digging those pretty soon. You see them over there, Ramona, on the last row? Those are onions. Ladybugs are good for the garden. They take care of bad bugs. Yes, very good. You're too smart to be so little. Here's the onions. See the onions? Do you want to dig one up and look at it? Ruby, come here. Wreck-It Ruby's at it again. Yep. Hey, see that fork down there, Ramona, sticking up? Yeah. Go get it for me. Bring it here, please. We'll dig an onion and show you an onion. You said that's a fork for a giant? Mm-hmm. Well, Papa's kind of a giant. All right, let me have the fork.
My dad's giant.
Okay, see this onion right there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go underneath it. I want you to pull it out of the ground. Okay, grab it and pull it up. Down by the base. Pull it right out of the ground. There you go. Look at that onion. It's a purple.
Yeah.
They got a little ways to go, but we can use that one in the kitchen today. What do you think?
I'm ready. There's another one right there.
There's a whole bunch of them. See this whole line of onions? They're all going to be onions, just like that. Now, what is that in there?
A squash?
Yeah, it's a zucchini. You like zucchini, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll pick some of these today and we'll have some maybe for dinner.
There's two over there, then I saw one in that.
Yep, we got a whole bunch of them. Like we're going to have a good crop of Roma tomatoes this year. That's a good thing. All right, we're taking our cabbage scraps over to see the chickens. They're going to enjoy those. Alright girls, time to make this fertilizer now. Kat, you make sure they're getting her done. Alright, there's all our cabbages. We got to get those washed up, and then we'll take them in the house for a final trim. And then we need to make some stuff out of those. Ramona said it was getting too hot in the garden and she wanted to take a break. Must be nice. We've had a bunch more rain out here in our area. So we're going to come back through here tonight after the sun goes over the horizon. Get the wheel hoe out here because we've got some little tiny weeds growing. So we can't let those get away from us. And we'll probably tie the tomatoes when we come back out too. It's getting a little warm out here. I procrastinated this morning because I was super tired. But that's alright. You can see all of our fruit trees here in the orchard are doing great. We're so happy to see that. We got 100% growth now. We have no dead outs. And then I think Kelly's going to come out and mow all this afternoon. It's ready to mow again. Okay, two of our biggest cabbages, we're going to put them down in the downstairs fridge for later use. We're going to make sauerkraut with those. It's probably not going to be till tomorrow, so we want to keep them cool. Put a couple pieces of paper towel thicknesses laid in the bottom of these bags so they're not sitting in water or juice or anything like that, because we don't want them to start to rot if we don't get them taken care of tomorrow. The other ones we have planned for today, along with that onion as well. Did a final trim on these 3 cabbages, and then now we're soaking them in a sink full of clean, cool water. Any little buggies that tried to stow away in there will come floating out, and we can just take them off the top of the water. Good idea to do this. I also do this with artichokes because like earwigs and stuff like to get into artichokes. So soak them in water and the bugs don't want to drown and they'll come out. Kelly got all the peas picked and she used our Pampered Chef rinsing bags. These are mesh bags that you can use for picking your vegetables and rinsing them off. And they even have a tear weight on the tag. So if you're weighing how much product you got from the garden, you can subtract the tear weight of the bag, which isn't much, but if you really want to zone in on the right weight, you can weigh those right in the bag. Ramona and Gigi are shelling peas.
Don't forget Ruby.
Oh, Ruby's helping, huh?
At eating.
Do you like those peas, Ramona?
I love them.
Did you eat one of the peas by itself?
No.
Eat one.
Okay.
What do you think?
They sweet?
Yummy? Kelly and Ramona got a whole quart bag full of peas. Got them in the freezer. Those are going to be yummy. It's getting close to lunchtime, so we're going to take one of these small cabbages that we picked out of the garden this morning, and we're going to make some coleslaw with it. So first thing we need to do is we need to stir up some coleslaw dressing. So in our mixing bowl, we have 3/4 of a cup of good mayonnaise. We have 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, 3/4 of a teaspoon of celery seed, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of each of salt and pepper. And we're going to whisk this together. All right, there's our coleslaw dressing right there. Now this makes more of a tangy coleslaw dressing. If you like a sweeter dressing, you would throw about 1/8 of a cup of sugar into this mix and whisk that up. I go either way. Sometimes I like it sweeter. Sometimes I like it more tangy. We have halved and cored our cabbage. Now I'm going to half it again the long ways, and then we're going to shred it really fine for our coleslaw. So we got our cabbage chopped really finely. We took the onion that Ramona picked out of the garden this morning, chopped it very finely. You can throw in some carrots, some purple cabbage, whatever you like in your coleslaw. but this is fine for me. And I don't pre-mix my coleslaw together. I keep the coleslaw mix, which is going to be this onions and the cabbage, separate. And I dress it right before I eat it because I like a real nice crunchy coleslaw. I don't like it sitting around in the fridge getting all runny and wilty and nasty. Very much better crunchy. Okay, a little bit of cabbage and onion, and then we dress it with some of our dressing, however much you desire. Doesn't take a lot, believe it or not. We're going to go with about that much. We're going to stir it up. All right, Ramona's going to be our taste tester. We got the cabbage we harvested from the garden and her onion that she picked. So tell me what you think, Ramona. This is very crunchy, crispy, fresh coleslaw. What do you think?
That was the best coleslaw I ever tasted.
Best ever? What would it be, like 1 out of 10? What would it be?
100 out of 100.
It would be 100? 1 out of 10 would be 100? That's amazing. Looks like she's going in for more. All right, folks, there you go. Kid says it all. So we're going to put this in the fridge. We'll put our onions in a little bag, and we'll get a little container for our dressing. So anytime in the next couple days, we can make some very fresh, good, crunchy coleslaw. Well, now Gigi's trying. What do you think?
I agree with Ramona. It's 100 on a scale of 1 to 0. Or 1 to 10, I mean.
Okay. Well, that's good. Now, she did say carrots would be an improvement, but unfortunately, I don't have any in the fridge. Otherwise, I'd thrown some in there. Or even some purple cabbage. We have some purple cabbage out in the garden, but it's not mature yet. All right, me and Ramona are going to go do some bush hogging. Kelly's mowing the lawn. Ramona and I are taking a break before dinner, having a drink of water. We threw the ball for Ruby for a little bit, but now she's all tired out. So we're gonna
Acting like a maniac.
Yeah, we're gonna go for a ride on Kelly's four-wheeler before we put it away. Do you like riding on the four-wheeler? You look tired.
I'm so tired.
Farming's hard, huh? Kelly does an awfully good job with the lawn. Kelly's hanging pots are doing really good. Her flowers over there are blooming nicely. Look at these here starting to bloom. Ramona's playing on the swing, and Kelly's finishing up the lawn. Then she's going to finish her 4th of July decorations there on the fence. She's had all of her indoor stuff done for a while. She's got her firecrackers up here. All of her 4th of July decorations. So I'm going to get dinner going. We're going to make some hamburger steak. Probably some type of pasta dish. And then I think we're going to do some sauteed cabbage for dinner with some bacon and some onion. Maybe a little bit of vinegar. Sounds good. We got a whole head of our cabbage just roughly chopped. To that, we're going to add a couple teaspoons of olive oil. And then that's going to help start breaking things down. And then we've got about a 1/4 pound of bacon left over from breakfast, our home cured bacon. And then we're going to chop up another onion and throw in there with this as it sautés. And then we're going to start heating up our pan for our hamburger steak. Got our cabbage going. We threw the bacon in because it's already cooked. Threw the onion in because it'll cook with the cabbage. We're going to hit it with some salt and pepper. And that's about the only seasonings we're going to need. That's probably enough pepper. We'll give it a couple real good pinches of salt, and of course we'll taste that again for flavor right when we're done. Go ahead and get our hamburger steaks on. Gonna hit our hamburger steak with some Fat Boys steak rub. Found this at our local grocery store. I've been enjoying it a little bit. You don't want to use the same seasoning all the time. Change it up a little bit, get different flavors. They use this on their rotisserie chicken. It's really good. Cabbage is cooking down. We're not going to put a lid on that because that cabbage is going to release a lot of liquid, and we want that liquid to evaporate. And I know that looks like a lot of cabbage, that whole head of cabbage, but just like any green, when you saute it, it's going to cook down and be a whole lot less volume when we're done. Our steaks are seared nicely. We're going to tint those up. All of our liquid is cooked off. You can see how the cabbage starts to take on a little color once the water's gone. So we're all done with this. We shut her down. We tasted it for salt and seasoning, and everything's good. Doesn't need anything. It's all done. You turn the fire off, put in about 2 tablespoons of butter that we're going to melt into the mix and stir it up, give it some richness in there. Really good. All right, Ramona. Eating your hamburger steak with a little barbecue sauce. What do you think?
It's really good.
Try your cabbage. I'm interested to see what you think. Have you had fried cabbage before? No? Careful, it might be hot.
It's all hot.
No? What do you think of the fried cabbage? It's got a little bit of onion and a little bit of bacon in it.
One out of 10, 100 again.
Well, I'm glad you like it. Just in case you didn't like it, I made macaroni and cheese too. Now, Ramona and I both agree if you get a little piece of the cabbage with the hamburger all in one bite, it's amazing. So I guess you could make like a really good one skillet meal that way. Throw in the hamburger with the cabbage mix. Be pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, everybody's in the house. I think we're going to call it a day. We hope you enjoyed our cabbage 2 different ways. We had to get that out of the garden because it was ready to go. Thanks for the help, Ramona. So stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys.
Thanks for watching.
We'll catch you later.